Oh, what a dilemma. A dilemma. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Which one do I take to the show? You know what? I need to drive this Raptor 37. When's the last time I drove this? I'm not lying. Does it even start? Look at this here. It's not even starting. This isn't good. Oh, wow. Is the battery dead? Huh. I mean, I'm not lying. This thing's been sitting at least a month. I would think so. So let's see here if we can get to start. Push on the brake here. Nope. It's dead. Ha! Wow. So look at that. Yeah, Mr. Iceman. Wasn't that brilliant? Let me see if I can get it to start. That's... Nope. Oh well, that's a project. It says please turn off ignition to start engine. Huh. This is like being bricked in Florida. It's so weird when you do this stuff. This thing literally... Nope. Nope. It's over. So this thing's got a dead battery. Jesus Christ. It doesn't end. Oh well. Hold that out the window. Right? Yeah. So I was going to drive the Ram TRX. But I need to get some time behind this Raptor 37 because I haven't driven it so long. And could I jump it? Probably could. Check that out. And look at the battery. I mean, the battery, it's not bad. I mean, that thing's like a brand new battery, doesn't it? Hard to believe. What a project. When all else fails, get the race truck out. Keeper says, yeah, Daddy, the race truck. All right. Yeah, I know. Don't go battery to battery, but when I blow up, just don't tell it to the Ford dealership. Oh, my goodness gracious. So, does this thing start now? Let it run for a minute. Kind of give it some juice, right? Right, Kiwi boy? Yeah. All right, let's see if we got any glimmer of hope on the Ford Raptor 37 Canadian. Be like, told you, those Canadian vehicles, shouldn't buy those. Oop, wow. Nothing. Totally bricked. Totally bricked. Up. Ooh, I got it. Woo! Got her. She came to life. Yeah, I really want to drive her today because I'll be going a lot of miles. So to give it time for this thing to kind of itself. So there you go. And finally. Yeah, and finally. All right. So I'm going to go from driving the Chevy Bison mid-size truck to the full-size. Look at Keefy boy. Hi. Don't even have a leash for him. And we can get one. Okay, the adventures begin on yet another day. I live behind the wheel of a car. I'm just telling you, man. I live behind the wheel of these cars like every day of my life because of the business I'm in, which is taking care of equipment throughout the DC Metro Baltimore area service stations, and it doesn't end, man. It doesn't end. The phone rings every day of my life to go drive somewhere. Sure, sometimes you use the kid. Oh, dang it. You know, there's so many different buttons on these things, but it drives you nuts. On what button do you push to get the mirrors to work? As you get on my driveway, all the trees are blocking my view. I opened up the sunroof. So this will be really interesting after driving Bison all week. But I'm going to go into the sport mode in this thing to give it more of an attitude and just to open it up, because this is the better way to drive this truck. All the Ford products, if you don't put them in the sport mode, you never really get the real power out of them. But already, like, this truck here is just so fast, and it's so much more powerful than that Bison. I mean, it's radical. I mean, radically different. So this V6 twin turbo motor is huge. And keep in mind that this is like a 430 horsepower V6 motor with like 430 or 450 foot-pounds of torque, I think. Could be 500. I'll have to look it up. I just can't keep track of all the damn numbers and everything else. But this thing is radical. I mean, this thing rocks. Wow. Even this thing having 25,000 miles on it, I mean, it's just huge, huge difference. And what's incredible is you go out and buy the Chevy Bison, Colorado. I mean, if you really set it up the same as this truck, you're going to be at $67,000. If they don't discount it, you're going to be with tax and tags, you're going to be at $70,000. Well, you can get a brand new Raptor now for like 80 grand. You get a used one in the $70,000 range. Yes. So I mean, wow. And that's what I talk about with that mid-sized truck is, I mean, it's so much money for that truck that borderline, unless you're really using that vehicle for the off-road capabilities, I really can't see it. I wouldn't do it. There's no way. Because this truck's huge. The interior, comfort, this thing just rocks. And I'm blown away. I haven't driven this truck in ages. And, I mean, this thing is every bit as fast feeling as that Ram TRX on the low end. I mean, of course, the Ram TRX would take this. But I'm just saying, this thing is so fast. And then we go to the fuel, which, where's that going to be? On the screen here. So we're at 15.5 miles a gallon. And this is with 37-inch tires and a full-size truck. So you go to the Bison, and I'm at the 17 mile per gallon. So there's about a 2 mile per gallon difference in the two vehicles. The thing is, you can run this thing on 87 octane. You can. I've done it many times, and it still, you know, scoots on down the road. Wow. And that's what I tell people on my channel. A lot of people are like, I have all these cars and trucks and motorcycles. I know I do. But this is a perfect example of being behind the wheel of that Bison. A week ago Saturday, my friend Bob came over to my house, a cancer survivor. He drove me over. I mean, we probably a week ago at this time, we headed to Baltimore, White Marsh, Maryland, way up there north of Baltimore. And then I drove the Bison home. And since that time, all I have driven is that Bison. That's all I've driven. So it's really a week later from me not driving anything else. And now being in this truck, I would never know this truck had close to 26,000 miles on it. This truck is rock solid. I mean, in so many ways, why would I give it up? Why would I give it up for the Ford Ranger? Because it's just such a cool truck. And it's a 37 tire package. Wow. I mean, I'm just taken back. So once again, anybody that really watches my channel, and somebody really said to me, which vehicle would you get? And you know, here's our thing. I've looked at the Chevy Silverado, the ZR2s, the Trail Boss, and when it gets to that interior of that truck, it looks so lame. I just don't get excited about it. I don't know what it is. The Chevy product, I can honestly say, to me, the Ford, to me, I just feel like the interior is so much nicer on the Ford product. And then the Ram TRX. Chevy, I just don't think Chevy really has it that great on the interiors. Now that Chevrolet Colorado Bison edition, I think they did good. I think it's pretty cool interior. I do like that. But when we get into full-size trucks, I'm just having a hard time getting excited. And I've even been thinking to myself, do I take this and trade it for like the Trail Boss or a 2500 or something? I don't know. Now driving this thing, all I can say is, wow, I am really impressed. Wow. Yeah. And listen to this. It's so comfortable. It has adaptive cruise control. And these are just creature comforts that help me throughout the day as I just live behind the wheel of these cars. That Bison today, if I drove that vehicle today, you'd have 1,000 miles on it. In 1 week, 1,000 miles. I mean, I don't embellish. I tell people I drive 150 miles to 200 miles just about every day of my life. I'm not lying. Some people are like, hey, you should get, you know, what if you only could have one truck, one motorcycle, one car? There's no way. I would just burn the freaking cars up, man. I'd be doing oil changes every other month or every month. And as much as I travel to Tennessee, to Florida, and I go other places, it'd be very challenging to have like one vehicle work for all the things I do. Like I'm going to drive around the F450 all the time. There's no way. I mean, so for me, yeah, do I have too many cars? I do. But I always have had a collection of cars. Nothing at this level before. Yeah, is it crazy? The wife's just now like, you're out of control. You're beyond out of control. It's bad. Yeah, I know. Hey, YouTube channel, could you pay me some money to help me freaking pay for this damn stuff? Yeah, I mean, sincerely, YouTube, how greedy are you? Jesus Christ. What do I need to hire the India people over in India to start making my channel look like it's bigger than it actually is? I mean, I think that goes on. Somebody out there, help me out. I mean, I'm sincere. I hear that comment all the time. Is you go to India and you can pay people in India, you get 500 people in India and you pay them measly money, pennies on the dollar, just to click on your channel. And if they have enough people out there that they're doing that for, they're making a little bit of money over there. And then the channel looks like, boom, it's huge. It's just befuddled on all that. But anyways, here we are. We have riding around from the country to the city, which is going to be a drag, and then back to the country. And I'm going to see my buddies out there in Winchester Honda. Maybe, I don't know. Oh boy, you know, and another thing that's really cool about this truck is the rev matching that this has. I mean, it's so cool when you go down, when you're slowing down, she does the pop, gurgle, pop, whatever you want to say. This thing just rocks. I'm not even getting into this truck. I am not even barely pushing down that gas pedal. And it's just rock and rolls down the road. I just can't get over how great this truck is. And it really is just incredible how the market's gotten soft on like the TRX, the Raptor. I mean, it's just incredible on how it's gotten soft, but yet you think about it, you go out and buy a Bison. Don't you take this conversation wrong. I like that truck. But it's a small truck. But at the same time, I mentioned to Brian, one of my subscribers this morning, he was saying he just couldn't get excited about my Brian K. He said, hey, how you doing there, Brian? Thanks for watching my channel. He was saying how he couldn't get excited about that Colorado MBRP exhaust. I'm like, I know, you won't, because it's a 4-cylinder, it's a 4-bank. And I've said it a gazillion times. They should have put a small box Chevy, that 5.3 liter, which is in production, and they put in the Silverados, 327 cubic inch motor. They should have put that motor in that Bison. They really should have. Because it's going to get every bit as good or better fuel economy. And it's going to be a badass little truck. And, you know, if you look at the mid-size truck today, it's borderline the 70s and 80s full-size trucks. I mean, if you really look at the brand new Ford Ranger and you compare it to a 70s, mid-70s Ford truck and even Chevys, I mean, it's within reason of just about being a full-size truck. So why wouldn't they put a full-size motor in that frickin' Colorado? And I get it. It's all the doggone green agenda activists that are just killing these CEOs, these companies and engineers of what they can and can't do. Because the carbon footprint impact. It's all it's about. Otherwise, they would do it. There's more than enough room in that engine compartment to throw a small box Chevy in that truck. And oh man, that thing would be incredibly badass. But this thing here, I mean, wow. I am really taken back on how fun this truck is. And the thing is, since it's a bigger platform truck, it really does absorb the bumps, and it really does not beat you up as much. And that Bison truck, that truck was starting to kick my ass. Number one, just getting in and out of it. But number two, it's much more of a bouncy truck because it's a narrower, shorter platform truck, wheelbase. So, man, what a good day. I'm so glad I made the decision to drive this versus the Ram TRX, just because this truck really needs to be driven, number one. And I think it's a really good comparison to that Chevy Bison, because the Raptor is such the well-known truck of being really a cool truck in the marketplace, and you know, it's a very sought-after truck. It's a very popular truck. And the Chevy Colorado is as well. The Ram TRX hasn't been out in the market as long as the Raptor and the Colorado and the ZR2. So anybody out there that's watching my channel, I'd have to say honestly, the Raptor truck is the deal. It really is. Ram TRX truck, it's a great truck. I like it. But it's going to be, I don't know, in some ways, that's kind of a challenging thing because you can pick up a nice used Ram TRX right now, like I did, for 80 grand. And the Raptor 37, it's still going to be a $70-ish thousand truck. So the pricing isn't that radically different. So what do you gain? What don't you gain? Yeah, I mean, that's kind of a on that. Was it down the back roads? And it's traffic. Even in the back roads, I'm in traffic. Just on a Saturday, everybody and their brother's out and about. So this will be interesting where this guy, this big ass truck is going, because he'll be a slowpoke in these back roads. Somebody came to me and said, hey, should I buy a nice Chevy Colorado Bison 02? I'd be like, it's really going to come down to your lifestyle. If you're a kind of a single guy, or just you and the wife or girlfriend, and you want that smaller platform vehicle, then yeah. But if you're really a guy that wants to go take your friends and family places, and you want to have more room, more versatility, you're better off buying a nice, well, once again, the brand new Raptor's like 80 grand, and they're starting to discount them. So sure, on the new side, you're going to be a pretty good spread, but on the used side, I don't think you're going to be that far off, unless the GM dealer takes a lot more money off they took off for me. So basically, I paid 60 grand. They took basically 3 grand off the vehicle. They started taking 5 or 10, maybe 5. Can't see 10 on the Bison. Can't see that. The ZR2 I could, because they're just not that common. Here we are in farming country. That's where we are. And so you got to wonder what this truck, it's interesting how this truck's designed. What is its purpose? What does it do? I don't know. Yeah, I just said bye-bye to that guy. This thing is so fast. Wow. I mean, it's such the cool truck. I mean, sincerely. I mean, why would I give this up? This is now the challenge. A Raptor Ranger comes in, and I really part with the 37 Raptor. Do I really do it? I mean, sincerely. I mean, it took me 2 years to finally pull off a Raptor 37, because back when these things first came out, it's hard to believe during the pandemic. You go back to 2022. I mean, I'm not embellishing. People were paying like $125 for these 37 Raptors. Yes. They had $25,000, $30,000, $40,000 markup in these vehicles. And I witnessed it. And it's just incredible how just 2 years later, if you're the guy that paid $125 for the Raptor 37, you'll be lucky to get the $70,000. You'll be lucky it's 70 grand for it. So you took a huge hit. You took a bath of $50,000 plus. With taxes, you took a $60,000 bath, because this truck here, I'm getting a number of 65 grand. That's a Canadian truck. But even if it wasn't Canadian, I guarantee you it'd be 68, maybe 70. Maybe 70. But this thing just rocks. And it's just so comfortable. Yeah, Ford's done it right. There's a lot of Ford people out there that, I should say, there's a lot of Ford haters out there. But the reality is, I think a lot of these Ford haters really haven't been in the right vehicles. Meaning, if you didn't drive the right Ford product, I can honestly say, yeah, you probably. But right now, I think the Ford Raptor has it all the way around from all the brands. And then when it comes to Raptor R, I think that thing definitely takes the Ram TRX. But they're too much. In fact, that Raptor R, that shelter green that you saw me drooling all over here like a month ago, that truck, it's sold for $140. So when you see these prices on these Raptor R's come in, and they're like Coons Baltimore went $154,000 for a $111,000 truck. Well, at the end of the day, the guy thought he got a deal, got it for $140. So the Raptor R's, it's all going to come down to this. The Ford keeps the builds very, very limited. And the Raptor R is always going to stay pretty healthy, as long as something else, the Ford product brand, doesn't come along. But I can't see Ford doing that. So for Ford, for you looking for a Raptor R, if you factory order one, sure. If I factory order a Raptor R, yeah, would I get it for MSRP? I would. Which I should do that, just to do it. I thought I did, to be honest with you, but who the heck knows? But, you know, it's $1.20, it's $1.15. It's a lot of money. And at the end of the day, this V6 twin turbo, it gets up and goes down the road. I mean, it's plenty fast enough. It's plenty fast enough for the size of the truck it is. It's bigger than those. You hear this thing downshifting? Isn't that so cool? So this thing has that little bit of a gurgle, burp, downshift. I mean, it really is. And this thing just rocks down the road. I mean, this thing, and it's so soaking up these bumps without just jarring the hell out of you. Can you only imagine the DSSV Multimatic suspension underneath this thing? From my understanding, I think it's the Fox suspension. Fox kind of has all the has the advantage for the most part of all the technology and years of racing. As you do the back roads, and watch out for the crisscross roads.